She has 4 blogs on the WordPress.com, Metaphysically Speaking, The Good News, The Woman's Advocate, and Life on a Dime. So, without further ado, I'd like you to welcome Reverend Susan Sabella to our platform. Valentines Are for Everybody is all about her lecture. Welcome.
Tonight. I know it's Super Bowl evening, and we're all so glad that you chose to be with us. And my sermon for tonight is Valentine's Day is for everyone, following the path to self-love. So I just want to say hello from my heart, everybody. And just want to say, it's like, oh, Valentine's Day. Couples love it, and single folks cringe at the very thought of this day, as it is a reminder for them that they are alone. Valentine's Day for singles has turned into National Singles Awareness Day. Well, I'm here to tell you that Valentine's Day is for everyone, and I'll explain why. This is a day about celebrating love, not only for one another, but most importantly, love for yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, how can you love others or allow anyone else to love you for that matter? I'll quote Mark 12:31. Love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. This is so true, as the world is like a big mirror reflecting what we feel deep inside of ourselves. What we think, feel, and speak comes right back to us tenfold. By show of hands, who here wants to love and be loved in return? Good. Well, we must love ourselves first. I know this sounds kind of selfish, but in reality, this kind of love isn't. In order to give love, you must radiate love. And in order to radiate love, you must love and accept yourself unconditionally, faults and all. I know, it's not that easy, is it? Well, this is something we must do if we want to give and receive love. As someone who used to look in my mirror and not like the person looking back, I closed my heart chakra not only to others, but also to myself. I had a great fear of being hurt. I'm sure like we all have. I had witnessed my mother's emotional hurts and traumas as a child and decided from an early age to keep everyone, especially men, at arm's length, and to not feel any pain. So essentially, I shut my heart center down. I became an emotional robot, just like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, essentially a soul in search for its own heart. That is, until every aspect of my life started to shut down on me. Physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. I didn't understand what was going on and felt singled out from the universe. The why me's started popping into my thoughts every day. It wasn't until I received a Reiki healing and cord cutting from my friends Aviana, Gail, and Paula that I realized just how much I pushed everyone and every good opportunity for advancement away. I was told my heart chakra was not in my chest as it should be. It actually was so maladjusted it was under my left arm. The heart chakra is supposed to be right where your heart is, and it was all the way here. Well, my heart chakra was not the pink color it should be. It was dark, muddy green, and almost black. Even the Christmas Grinch had a better looking heart than mine, and that's pretty bad. I couldn't even love myself, let alone anyone else. After getting that energy clearing, things started to change, and that woke me up to how much negative emotions I stuffed into myself, and that I had to keep my heart open to receive all the good life has to offer, especially love. Last year, I read a great book by Carol K. Truman named Feelings Buried Alive Never Die, and realized that when you stuff all those emotions and stop feeling, that this affects you spiritually, mentally, and physically as illness. I feel external markers are the noticeable things we don't like about ourselves to make the changes we wish to do for ourselves. They don't define us, but they do shed a light on the lessons that we do need to learn. Now, besides cord cutting ceremonies, there is another way to unblock yourselves. On my journey of self-discovery, I have learned the following. The first step is to get out of your own way by not setting limitations on yourself or putting yourself down. The second step is don't expect to be fulfilled by someone else. It is up to you to fill whatever void needs to be filled within your soul. Best-selling author Shakti Gawain wrote a magnificent book named Living in the Light, A Guide to Personal and Planetary Transformation. I actually bought this book here right in the bookshop, and it's one of the best books I've ever read. And it turned out to be truly transforming, and it shed a lot of light on how we perceive relationships on the externals and how we must find happiness from within. Shakti drives home the point that the old school way of finding ourselves happiness was external and through your partner, which always resulted in disappointment. Now that's a lot to put on someone else's shoulders, isn't it? We're charging our partners with a very large responsibility of handling our happiness when we should be responsible for our own happiness. Whatever void we are feeling, we are going to attract a partner with this same void, mirroring our need, and especially not a want type of relationship. All relationships are mirrors for the way we feel about ourselves. I'll quote Ms. Gawain. It's kind of a long quote. Relationships in the old world have an external focus. We try to make ourselves whole and happy by getting something from outside ourselves. Inevitably, this expectation results in disappointment, resentment, and frustration. Ooh, been there, done that many times. Either these feelings build up constantly and cause continual strife, or they are suppressed and lead to emotional numbness. Still, we cling to relationships out of the emotional insecurity or go from one to another, searching for that missing piece that we haven't yet found. In the past, most people were willing to hang on to essentially dead relationship, or I should say, most people were willing to hang on to an essentially dead relationship for an entire lifetime because it gave them physical and emotional stability. We're willing to let go of old forms to search for these ideals, but we don't know where to find them. Most of us are still looking outside ourselves, sure that if we just find the right man or the right woman, to be with, we'll be blissfully happy. We must move forward into the unknown to create a whole new level of relationship, the one with ourselves. Relationships are not outside, they are inside of us. This is a simple truth that we must recognize and accept. My true relationship is my relationship with myself. All others are simply mirrors of it. As I learn to love myself, I automatically receive the love and appreciation from others that I desire. If I am committed to myself and to the truth, I will attract others with equal commitment. My willingness to be intimate with my own deep feelings creates a space for intimacy with another. Enjoying my own company allows me to have fun with whomever I'm with, and feeling the aliveness and power of the universe flowing through me creates a life of passionate feeling and fulfillment that I share with anyone with whom I'm involved. I say know thyself. By this I really mean go within and learn all about the dualities within your soul. And I found out there's a lot. Men and women both have yin-yang aspects of ourselves, also known as male-female aspects. The yin, also known as female aspect of ourselves, is receptive and intuitive. The yang, also known as male aspect of ourselves, are masculine and active. To balance these energies, we must let the female aspect of all of us to guide us with her intuition and let the male aspect of ourselves take action on this intuition. I realize that I am utilizing my male aspect of taking action way too much and not listening to my female intuition. This explains a lot of why many times I felt powerless. I had very little direction and was not listening to my intuition, my own truths which I had suppressed for so long. And next I'll talk about how we balance our tyrant and rebel dualities. The tyrant side of ourselves always wants to get things done and correct that whip, while the rebel says, no, take it easy. We balance these aspects of ourselves by setting realistic goals and pacing ourselves. Next, we must balance our victim-rescuer dualities. The victim in us wants to be rescued from the harshness this world can give us. The problem is, we put all the blame and our responsibilities onto someone else, which is not fair. The rescuer assists the victim and takes on way too much, causing bad feelings, resentment, and self-neglect. I am a rescuer, and I'm all too happy to help anybody. But one problem kept surfacing. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was ignoring my needs and getting myself lost in other people's lives. I wasn't living my life in balance. I had to learn the hard way that I had to make time for myself, because if I didn't, I would feel resentment towards the people I wanted to help. The key word here is balance in all the dualities we have. Once again, I will quote Shakti Gawain. What does it mean to take care of yourself? For me, it means trusting and following my intuition. It means taking time to listen to all my feelings, including the feelings of the child within me that is sometimes hurt or scared, and responding with caring, love, and appropriate action. It means putting my inner needs first and trusting that as I do this, everyone else's needs will get taken care of, and everything that needs to be done will get handled. You know, I did my homework and I'm all the better for it. I learned once again to feel my emotions and release the negative ones, as well as learn about all the yin-yang dualities going on within my soul. But most of all, I learned to put a little love back into my heart. Do you remember that old Jackie DeShannon song, Put a Little Love in Your Heart? Mm-hmm. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. So I just had to cut it short because I have a little bit of an asthma attack going on. I just wanted to talk a little bit more. I want to talk about a man who was a master at unconditional love and putting love in his heart. And of course, I'm talking about Saint Valentine. And I'd like to give you a brief history of how Valentine's Day began. Saint Valentine was a priest, a saint, and a healer. He is the patron saint of beekeepers, engaged couples, epilepsy, fainting, greetings, happy marriages, love, lovers, plague, travelers, and young people. He is represented in pictures with birds and roses. Because the Emperor Claudius wanted to have a big army, he expected men to volunteer and join. Many men just did not want to fight wars. They did not want to leave their wives and families. And as you might have guessed, not many men signed up. This made Claudius furious. So what happened? He had a crazy idea. He thought that if men were not married, they would not mind joining the army. So Claudius decided not to allow any more marriages. Young people thought his new law was cruel. Well, St. Valentine thought this was cruel too, and secretly and successfully married many Christian couples when this was considered a crime. Since he was caught marrying Christian couples and aiding any Christians who were being persecuted under Emperor Claudius in Rome, St. Valentine was arrested and imprisoned and eventually executed on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Many young people came to the jail to visit him. They threw flowers and notes up to his window. They wanted him to know that they too believed in love. Legend says, on the eve of his death, he wrote a farewell note to the jailer's daughter, a woman whom he had healed her blindness, who became his friend while he was awaiting his execution. On the eve of his execution, St. Valentine had written a letter of appreciation for her friendship, signing it, "From your Valentine." This is how Valentine letters and cards started. Saint Valentine really did exist because archaeologists have unearthed a Roman catacomb and an ancient church dedicated to Saint Valentine. In 496 AD, Pope Gelasius marked February 14th as a celebration in honor of his martyrdom. Saint Valentine was executed on this day for his defiance to Claudius. Saint Valentine was the epitome of unconditional love, healing, and light. This is why I say Valentine's Day is for everyone, as it is a day for unconditional love towards yourself and others, whether it be family, friends, or your mate. So I just wanted to say, let past fears leave you now, and keep your heart open to unconditional love in all forms. Friendships, family, romantic, and most importantly, your relationship with yourself. Oh, my friend Danielle Sierra wrote a brilliant quote on Facebook that I must share with you. She said, "Unconditional love starts from within. When we love ourselves unconditionally, strengths and weaknesses, flaws and talents, we are free to share unconditional love with others. Accepting ourselves in whole allows us to accept others in whole." I have to agree with her. Now I have this serenity prayer, and Reinhold Niebuhr had made up this prayer years ago, and it was about unconditional love for ourselves. So if you could, please repeat this prayer after me. God grant me the serenity, to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Very good. And this poem was given to me by my Aunt Mary years ago. This has been the running theme of my life. And here's a poem I wrote, and it's named "Love is a Journey, Not a Destination." And it goes like this. Love is a journey, not a destination. Using someone else to fill your soul's void only brings you frustration. While following your path down to self-love, you will feel a push, you will feel a shove. Get out of your own way and you will rise above. Change the voices in your head, make them like you instead. Listen to your loving heart, this is where you're going to start. Look deep inside and the truth will come to light. You will feel that internal fight. Once your inner dualities are balanced and healed, your new love of self will be revealed. The nurturing and gentle kind free from blame, making you a magnetic mirror that attracts the same. You will now play and win at love's game. It is my hope that you will follow your path to self-love with kindness and unconditional love, not just on Valentine's Day, but every day. Have a happy Valentine's Day, and may this day always be a reminder to love yourselves and others unconditionally. I leave you with much love and many, many blessings. And love yourself unconditionally, don't forget. Thank you.